The most powerful thing is that we are on the ground floor of what the next fourth industrial revolution is going to look like. And we have access to build it. We have access to own it. We have access to create it. We have access to share it. But that access, you have to be a good steward. You have to learn. You have to immerse yourself. And you have to believe in yourself that this is actually for you and you deserve it. And I think having that mindset, like I deserve and my generations to come deserve to have a piece of this pie that's being built today. The third industrial revolution, um, even if we wanted to really be immersed and have equitable access because of the position that America was in during that time, whether you were a woman, whether you were a person of color or just marginalized community, you didn't have access. You weren't on the same playing field as others. That opportunity is here. It's not just being able to capitalize off of the growth of the industry, um, but we built social media with our culture and relevance, and we built the music industry with our creativity and art and so many other well recognized things that transcends cultures, that transcends time, but with very little ownership. This right here, this technology that sits in front of us can really help bridge that ownership gap in a way that we've never imagined. Communities often come together and participate as a collective, cultural collectives, to advance their communities. It's a thing. Everyone knows the Atlanta startup community is heavily invested. There's a lot of lessons, and we can go back through history. We don't just have to look around us at other cultures and other communities. Just 20 years prior, I couldn't fathom it or imagine it, or imagine not calling a taxi if I was stranded somewhere. And now I don't know when the last taxi cab I've ever been in the last 10 years. So we know that these technologies can adapt exponentially fast, right? But we haven't even really got to explore real use cases for these emerging markets and what inclusion and community participation is going to look like. And you see so many different communities and so many different genres and races of people and walks of life, people from all different walks of life, exploring the use cases of what these markets could look like. The biggest gatekeeper of all throughout history has always been information and how it's fed to us. I think information, and especially it can be intimidating. You may have had an older person in your family who was actually scared to physically turn on a computer because they felt like they might break it. By the time they were able to have access to internet, it was on a phone, and a lot of the market share and the value that could have been had when just pressing a button on a big desktop, and learning that information could have changed the trajectory of their families' lives. I think the same opportunity and the same thing, is here today. Is how many people are willing to take that step or be met halfway with information and effort so that they can utilize and actually physically go on chain, open a wallet, see what it's like to transact. Because once you do it and understand it, it's not as hard as it looks, and the user experiences and user interfaces are so much better than when I got into these markets in 2017. Back then I had to go send money to Binance, flip it here, do all that. Like that heavy lift is no longer here, and it's only going to get better and better. But once it gets really easy that everyone can use it, that opportunity that you had like right now, it's going to be fewer and far between. And so I think that's going to be one of the biggest roadblocks. Big corporations are now heavily in this space. So I do believe the time to emerge yourself and immerse yourself in this space is before corporate giants made this space their own, right? It hasn't fully happened, so that time is still available. However, it's happening. So many people talk about culture, especially when you speak with people from other countries. What they want to import more than anything is culture, and that is such an understatement of value. And imagine being able to put that IP and that value of culture on chain and being to back it up with real data and real assets.